Hello everyone, this is Suzanne Sky, and this is going to be a continuation of my journal flip, and starting with the 1st of March. I still use the little tabs that I started using a few months ago, and I really like them. I just fold over a piece of paper and glue it, and they work great. So anyway, the 1st of every month I just freehand a little calendar here and put things in it. Usually I don't keep up with it though, because things come up, events change, events are added, and I usually don't go back and put them in. But March is a busy month for us because 3 of our grandchildren have birthdays and 2 of our children have anniversaries. So anyway, a lot going on. Plus this year it was Easter was in March, and we had Holy Week and a lot of things going on at church for that. And the dogs are going to bark. Okay. And then I always do just a list, proposed menu for the month. Not that I hold to it, or it's mainly just it's based on what's in the fridge, freezer, or cabinets, and I just number, 1 to however many days in the month, and start filling things in. But you can see from the check marks there, those are things we had, that we actually did have that were off the proposed menu, but probably not on the actual day it said. And we always have more leftovers than we think we're going to have, so that carries farther. And we're blessed with kids who love to cook, and so often they'll send us over a plate of what they've made or something like that, and I'm always thrilled with that. So anyway, things last longer than they show on here. And let's see, so these pages I just use simple washi tape and the little flags. I got this idea from Suzanne Light, and she just writes a long line with the day written into it, and then draws a little banner there. So I tried that. I liked it. Had a lot of sleep problems in March too. Our oldest granddaughter called, and she was coming down from Austin for her birthday weekend with her boyfriend. So anyway, we had a good time, except on their way down had horrible thunderstorms and everything, but they made it safely, thank goodness. And what else? Oh yes, the dogs. Our son and daughter-in-law went to a work conference, and so we kept their dogs for that weekend. And I wrote, "Bad attitude slumber party here tonight." Bubba came home from the vet today. He was at the veterinary hospital for 2 or 3 weeks. The day that I actually managed to catch him, we took him straight to the vet, and he stayed there until he wasn't contagious anymore, because he had mange and scabies, malnutrition, worms, all kinds of stuff, and he was just a poor little bitty, well, wasn't little bitty, but very young dog. Oh, here he is there. I think you can see him. I have trouble seeing through the camera, but I think you can see him there. He's chewing on a stick or something. I think I've got him in there. Do you? No, I can't tell. Anyway, he's living out there with the chickens. But yeah, he's looking good now. His hair's growing back and everything. Turns out he's brindle, black and kind of gold, a little bit of white. Anyway, so he came home that day, and of course none of the other dogs liked him or wanted anything to do with him. And let's see, Bubba came home from the vet today, and since Stuart and Annie left for New Braunfels, Chocho and Xiang Xiang are spending the night with us. Chocho and Dobby are snarling at each other, threatening to fight. Fifi has jumped Xiang Xiang 3 to 4 times, making her scream continually. None of them, except Xiang Xiang, approve of Bubba. It's going to be a long night and a long Sunday. Yeah, Xiang Xiang is their newest dog. She's a young border collie. And Fifi is, of course, all of our dogs are rescues except one. And Fifi is a tiny little thing. She's got probably Chihuahua and maybe miniature Dachshund and I don't know what else in her. She's tiny, but boy, she doesn't put up with anything from new dogs. So she was at Xiang the whole weekend. Xiang means tasty. Annie says it matches Cho-Cho, which means smelly. Annie is a Chinese national, and so all of their animals always have Mandarin names, and this was kind of a match in Mandarin, I guess. I know she named the dog Tasty, but really they don't plan on eating the dog, honest. But it cost $311 for Bubba at the vet's, but he's so much happier now and healthy, of course. He'll be going back in July for neutering. There he is. You can see him better now. So, he has problems in his front feet and legs, but they're so much better than they were. They're just malformed, I think, from malnutrition. But it's a lot better than it was. He may come out of it just fine. So let's see. What else did I write here? See, Xiang stayed plastered to my chest and neck. That was most of the day on Sunday. Our dogs were antsy with them here, and Fifi flew across the room 5 times to attack Xiang, making her scream and cry for about 5 minutes afterwards each time. So yeah, that was kind of a miserable weekend for us and for Xiang, and for all the dogs, I guess. Anyway, I did some crafting here, which I enjoyed. Heard from my sister, talking about Bubba. Let's see. He stays on the porch, which keeps the chickens off of it, luckily. One of the darn roosters attacked me twice today. Oh gosh, we've had so much trouble with those roosters. It's just horrible. This one that attacked me came up behind me and then kicked me or pushed me. They just fly up and throw themselves. Both feet hit behind my knees. It's lucky I didn't fall down, but that's what they do. And of course, one of them, I think he bit me. I don't think it was a scratch on my leg. I had a big old bloody bruise. It was a mess. Let's see. Let's talk about more thunderstorms and our oldest grandchild's birthday. What else? And Lyric came visit with us. I delivered 2 dozen eggs to a friend, and then someone else bought 2 dozen eggs. I sell eggs for some income, and also vegetables when I have them. Okay, and here I had this little sample of washi tape. It's so cute, these pigs. And so I used it up there and then drew 2 of them just to kind of match. Excuse me, to decorate the page. Let's see. More sleep problems. And Bubba back to the vet. What else? Met my cousin and her husband at the cemetery. They were coming down to work on graves, so I went out there too. My cousin and I have about 40-something graves to take care of out there. And I mean, there is someone who mows and does all that, but still, you need to also take care of your own graves to a certain extent, check on them often, things like that. So, and her husband has quite a few family members buried out there too. I don't know how many he's got, but yeah, so they had a busy day out there. Yeah, I met Bob and Mary Esther at the cemetery, and we changed out flowers, neatened up graves, and walked around admiring the wildflowers blanketing the area. We took a few photos. Bob did some weed eating. I wish I had a weed eater I could manage, especially a gas one that I could take for use in the cemetery. But, well, I can't do that because I swear weed eaters hate me. It does no good to buy one. It'll be broken in no time. It just won't work. It will be unbroken, but won't work for me. I don't know what it is with me and weed eaters, but it's useless to buy one. So, yeah, I do a lot of weed pulling and digging instead of weed eating. Okay, it was so hot out there. We had a good time visiting, but with the heat, I was worn out when I got home. Bob goes fishing a lot out at the river, and they've always got so many bass fillets in the freezer from that, and they brought me some. Oh my gosh, they're delicious. That's just the best fish. Oh, I just love it. And so yeah, so that changed my proposed menu for the month too, with the fish fillets that they brought. Yeah, I keep stopping because something, I don't know if it's my grandson's ducks that are over there. Something's making noise. Or if there's big birds in the trees, something's going on. Let's see. Okay. Then on March 16th, on Wednesday, busy day, Andrew dropped Lyric off here in the morning before he left for South by Southwest in Austin. He's a musician, among other things, and anyway, he was playing in Austin for several days, and so he was gone, and I kept her during the days while her mom worked. Anyway, Lyric really helped me. We got 2 long rows planted in the garden, cucumbers and squash. We played card games, video games, played Harvest Moon on, what was it, the Xbox? No, I think we used the GameCube, which is an old thing, but I still like it. I made Lyric some fairy bread, and she selected Halloween sprinkles for the top. And then on Thursday, the next day, Lyric came before 6 a.m. this morning. I had gone to bed after 3 and tossed and turned for an hour or two the previous night. Let's see, somebody called and woke me up at 9. Let's see, Lyric and I planted a long row of eggplant today. She swept the bedroom and living room for me. We played cards a lot, and I made her fairy bread again today. I'm probably going to have to continue this video, but let's see. This I printed out from the computer and cut out and glued in here. I love pictures like this, these vintage ones, and then they're colorized, and then like they added fairy wings, or actually dragonfly wings, it looks like, to that one. And that makes a cute decoration for a journal. And let's see, this is all about getting ready for Shabri's birthday barbecue, which was held at my son's house. Okay, I hope I have time to finish this. We went out in the back pasture on my grandson's gator to see a really huge paper wasp hive. It was probably nearly 18 inches long, and of course fat. It was really neat. Hope they eat the bad bugs that are going to be eating my garden this summer. But anyway, I'll stop here because I'm about out of time, and I'll continue later. Thanks for watching.